What is up, you guys? This is SpaceKryptonite here to bring you another episode on how to get out of bronze in League. So, we're going to be talking about the OPs versus the DCs. We'll talk a little more in the match, but for now, I am using a SMG hover created by Defiling Soul. This dumb test number 3 is filled with SMGs, nanos, and also the defense module, which I'll show you it's actually directly inside. This bot is not the tankiest and is certainly not the most OP, and I will show you how using this bot you can still rank up, you can still do good. Also, I did play a match and it was unfair and it ranked me up to bronze 5. I recorded it, but I didn't want to show it because it was not a good video to show off and say that I ranked up when it wasn't really that hard when it was a mismatch. So before we get started, I did want to show you the tower connection points. I explained that you have to destroy the tower connection points, but to visually show you, this is pretty much what you're going to see throughout the match. This technique is the fastest and it is going to level you up insanely fast. So we are loaded up in the match, and I kind of look around sometimes and try to see what our team has compared to what I have. There is two arrow flags, ground arrow flags, and the other players are loading in. But just to get a reference so you can know, hey, if I have too much flyers, what am I gonna do? If I have too much ground units, what am I gonna do? So the first thing is the tower. First tower, it is really easy. Follow the technique. You follow the technique, you capture the tower, you level up like insane, and you'll see what I mean. Shooting only the points connected to the connection point. Shooting only crystals connected. And there you go, level 4. I pretty much got level 4 instantly. Sadly, my team is level 1, but they do gain some XP as well. They're not just level 1, they're actually close to level 2. This is kind of a challenge, but I do throw down the defense module. It does help out, but the reason why it's a challenge is, remember I told you to go for 2 towers? In this match, I didn't even try that. The reason why I didn't really try that was because this was a mismatch. 8v7, they have 7. But the difference with this match is, you'll see later on, you'll see why this match ended up being completely the opposite of what I thought, and I just wanted to upload this. There goes I, trying to shoot off the guns, get plasmaed like crazy, try to fly back, because I know for a fact I have my teammates over there. And let's start discussing some of the OPs. Arrow flags, for a fact, if you're flying, it's like there's no way you're gonna avoid it. You're gonna have to take the damage and avoid it, and then try to flank them. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Lock-on missile launchers are a lot easier because it takes 3 seconds to lock on. Proto Seekers is pretty much, don't go into a fight with yourself half 50% health. If you do that, that's when a Proto Seeker becomes a threat, because they're gonna be able to lock on, and then it's gonna be from far range, and you're 50% trying to fight a guy that's, even though if he's like 70% and you have a Mega Plasma, you still gotta find out, oh wait, he has a Proto Seeker, it's gonna shoot me constantly. So yeah, you definitely want to avoid that if it's a 1v1 scenario. If it's like a 2v2 scenario, you have a higher chance. It's obvious that 2 versus 1, your chances of actually defeating that bot is easier. The cost is whether or not are you sacrificing towers? Are you sacrificing ground control? You want to make sure that you can focus on the objective of winning League rather than just trying to kill the person with the most OP all the time. And then I started chatting, which don't chat if you know for a fact there's an enemy in front of you. Then I should have killed this lock-on missile launcher, but I went for the arrow flag. And you saw how The arrow flag wasn't even paying attention until I died. Don't, if you're going for a flank technique, don't go for the guy in front. Go for the guy in back, no matter if he has an OP weapon. We'll probably have to discuss more on strategies and techniques in another video. So for DCs, the DC idea is the fact that if you lost a player and it becomes a 7v8, it's not going to change the fact that you're going to lose or win. It doesn't change the factor. The factor is, can you kill the players that are on top? If you can kill the players that are capturing towers or destroying your allies, it balances it out really quickly. I'm not saying that the matchmaking is not broken, because it completely is broken for not being an 8v8, but you as a player can still affect the battlefield. This match, you're gonna see me die a lot. I was not focused at all. I have the highest level, but I was not focused at all, and I could have done a lot better. But I think the good example is, can you be I don't want to say it like this, can you be the person that doesn't have the most kills and still be on top? And the answer is yes. I mean, you can obviously do things like capture towers. You can obviously use your nano beams and heal up and end up getting a lot of score, that it doesn't matter if you died a lot as long as you made your deaths count. Going in with the technique, towers. At high levels, SMGs are ridiculous at capturing towers. Ridiculous. They're pretty much the most broken weapon when it comes to capturing towers solo. You can capture towers instantly like that. In this part, I kind of got greedy. I did not use my defense module the right way. I used it as soon as I saw him. What I should have done was wait for him to shoot, because as soon as he starts shooting his plasmas, throw down the shields and damage is negated. But I went and jumped on the trigger and used it right away, and he did not shoot at all. Showing off that I'm 0-3-8, still in the third spot. The guy's 7-1. I did some healing, but still, the capturing towers part is the way to go. Trust me, the capturing towers is the way to go. So, 6 minutes in, our team, remember, this is an 8v7. Our team is already going for one person's going for the reactor. He died, which is really bad, really bad. We could have held off that third tower. We could have held off that third tower and grinded off XP, but in doing so, of trying to engage the reactor, we ended up losing that player, and he's respawning and taking time. And I decided to go for the tower, but like I said, I wasn't thinking. Go for 3 towers only when you're confident that you can end the game. Because what ends up happening is the enemy team, even though there's 7 players, the enemy team can still make a comeback because they still have enough damage to defend the base. I mean, they're doing pretty well right now for 7 players. But you don't want to capture 3 towers unless you're certain that your team's going to defend at least that closest tower. At least that closest tower. And now you'll start to see the shift kick in. So, we get one player that DCs right now. It could be internet. Not saying that he DC'd out of the reason of not winning, but now it's a 7v7. Now things are even. It got to the point. 3 towers again. Did great. Team did great, but 3 towers is not going to make you win. If you look at the tower closest to the enemy base, they are capturing it. This is not what you want to do because you're giving them XP. Free XP for not doing damage to the reactor like that is just not going to help you win. You can't control, you cannot control your teammates. Remember this, you can't control your teammates. You can't blame them because Robocraft does not have a tutorial on how to play Battle Arena. You cannot blame them for not doing right. But you can still make a difference, and you'll see what I mean by that. You really have to understand that being solo in League is not going to go your way. Being in a platoon will most of the times go your way. Being solo, you do have to rely on your teammates, and you do have to try to make the difference. So we're still falling short. We're not completely at the top, but we fell a little short. And now this is when the enemy team starts rushing in. On our team, we have 4 players that are still alive. 1 person DC'd, and we do have the enemy team just filled. They just got all 8 players up. And now is the point where, dang, it's a 7v7. Only 3 players are alive. Probably less when I respawn. There's no way I'm gonna win. There goes 2 towers. And it comes to the point where you're like thinking like, yeah, my team just failed. My team just lost. We were at 8v7. Now it's a 7v7. And looks like we lost. 3 towers down. Look. Teams rushing, the enemies rushing to the base. We're not going to... Look at that. We only have how many players? 4 players? You do have to remember towers make the big difference. As I do a backflip, try to capture this tower as fast as I can. Because 1 tower capture is a respawn. Instant respawn. Your team gets back up. And they're destroying the reactor. They're destroying it. No one's spotting, so on the map I can't see how many players are there. Only 3 of them are full health. And it looks like my team has gotten back up. And the reactor is getting wrecked. And I'm just here capturing towers. Reason why I'm capturing the towers is because I was like, you know what? My team respawned. They should be able to defend it. And I should be able to capture that 3rd tower. Keep in mind there was an ally that captured the one closest, so that was definitely helpful. And now I just have to rely on my team. Like, seriously, you cannot play solo without relying on your team, no matter how crazy or mad you think they are. And there it is, a G to the G. We were supposed to lose. But because I end up rushing and trying to capture that tower, because I know for a fact the enemies push for the end. They pushed for the 3 towers. They wanted to end it. They had damage. They were just pretty much focused on winning, that they forgot to defend their towers. You don't defend the towers, you're giving a free instant respawn. And that pretty much is it. Team victory. And looking at the kills, only 2 kills. Ranks 2nd, and that's double score. So I guess if you count as normal score, it still would have been okay. But that's still a lot score for being 2 and 6 and not getting. Like, I'm pretty much close to the guy with 12 and 4. It's really easy, you just gotta follow the method. Just follow the method. So that pretty much wraps it up for today's video on how to get out of bronze. Definitely hope you guys are enjoying this and learning from this. There's not a whole lot of explaining to do. I mean, it really does depend on how well you play the match. So we did rank up, but it is because we're in bronze 5-star, so we have to rank up 1 more to make it to silver. But like I said, the bonus episode, we're gonna have me lose. You're gonna see me lose and keep my rank no change. And I do bad in that. Trust me, I did it very bad. So, without further ado, I want to thank you guys for watching, and until next time, this is SpaceKryptonite logging out. I will catch you guys later.